Breaking news rarely arrives quietly, but this one did. At exactly 2:28 a.m., something in Pima County changed forever. Nancy Guthrie, an 84-year-old woman, vanished from her own bedroom. No signs of forced entry, no witnesses, only fragments remained. Blood on the floor, a torn security camera, and a pacemaker signal that abruptly went silent. At first, it was treated as a missing person case, but the details didn't align with a simple disappearance. This was controlled, deliberate, almost calculated. Days turned into weeks. 26 days passed with no arrests, no confirmed suspects, and no clear direction. The community, once calm and trusting, began asking difficult questions. Not just who took Nancy Guthrie, but something far more unsettling. Who failed her? As grief spread across the county, frustration followed closely behind. The absence of answers created a vacuum, one quickly filled with doubt, suspicion, and fear. Because when someone disappears without a trace, it's not just the person that's lost, it's trust. Behind every investigation is a system. And in Pima County, that system was already under strain long before Nancy Guthrie vanished. Sheriff Chris Nanos had secured his position by a razor-thin margin, just 481 votes. Not a landslide victory, but a fragile hold on authority. Critics argued that since that election, the department had become less about policing and more about control. Key personnel changes raised eyebrows. Experienced homicide detectives, those known for solving complex cases, were quietly reassigned. Officially, it was restructuring. Unofficially, it looked political. Then came another decision. Just 1 week before the disappearance, a highly trained tactical pilot was transferred out of the department. This wasn't routine. The county had invested years into his expertise: night surveillance, thermal imaging, rapid response search operations. And when Nancy disappeared into the darkness, that expertise was gone. 3 critical hours passed before an aerial search began. In investigations like these, minutes matter. 3 hours can mean the difference between rescue and recovery, between evidence preserved and evidence lost. But inside Pima County, those hours slipped away. As pressure mounted, federal agencies stepped in. The FBI offered resources, experience, and advanced forensic tools. In most high-risk cases, such collaboration is immediate and essential, but this time it wasn't. Instead of expanding the investigation, control remained tightly held within a small circle, 3 individuals directing the largest case the county had ever seen. Decisions that followed raised even more questions. Critical DNA evidence was sent to a private laboratory instead of federal facilities known for faster processing and national database integration. Officials defended the choice as efficient. Critics called it a delay. Meanwhile, sensitive details began surfacing publicly: investigative timelines, forensic challenges, even technical limitations. Information that, in most cases, is closely guarded to avoid tipping off potential suspects. But here, it was shared. And then there was the reward. Nancy's family wanted immediate public incentives for information. They were advised to wait. Weeks later, when the reward was finally announced, tips surged within 24 hours. The question became unavoidable. If public engagement worked, why delay it? As the investigation continued, deeper cracks began to appear, ones that went beyond a single case. Insiders described tension between local authorities and federal agents. Offers for expanded federal involvement were reportedly declined. Some claimed it wasn't about procedure, it was about control. Past conflicts between leadership and federal agencies resurfaced, adding context to present decisions. What once seemed like isolated choices now formed a pattern. Then came more troubling claims. Unverified reports suggested inconsistencies in forensic timelines. Surveillance data didn't align with estimated times of death. Requests for evidence access were delayed. Digital records appeared altered or at least questioned. At the same time, whispers of a possible motive began circulating. Allegations, unproven but persistent, hinted that Nancy Guthrie may have been connected to sensitive information involving local leadership. If true, it would change everything. Because then, this wouldn't just be a disappearance, it would be something far more dangerous. Today, Puma County is no longer just searching for answers. It's searching for truth. Public trust has begun to erode. Community members, journalists, and former officials are now calling for independent investigations. Some demand audits, others call for external oversight. Inside the sheriff's department, the tone has shifted. Briefings have become shorter, responses more guarded. Questions linger longer than answers. And still, no arrests. Nancy Guthrie is gone, but her absence has exposed something larger than one case. It has revealed a system under scrutiny, a leadership under pressure, and a community divided between belief and doubt. Because in cases like this, silence is never just silence. It's a space where uncertainty grows, where narratives compete, and where the truth can either emerge or disappear completely. And now, the final question remains. What really happened in Puma County, and who will be held accountable when the silence finally breaks?